Believe it or not, the Parang season has officially begun, and we're definitely going to jumpstart it here on the Now Morning Show. This morning, I want to welcome the PRO for the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Ms. Joanne Briggs. Welcome back.
Morning, Marcus. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Parang Friday. Parang Friday because tomorrow is the official launch of the Parang Association's Parang season, and this year's theme is Paranda para siempre.
That means Parang for always?
Forever, yes.
Forever.
Parang,
there
yeah.
we go. I get my Spanish little rusty, but again there. Again there.
Yeah, we'll teach you a thing or two.
And I remember last time we spoke, you said you were celebrating the Paranderas in particular.
Yes.
And how has that celebration been going so far?
It has been going well. That was for Parang History Month.
Right.
And what we did is we collated a lot of information on Paranderas. So much so it's so overwhelming because we still have more to go.
Of course.
Right? So we are going to continue with our Parandera series. We're just taking a break to recalibrate, and then we're coming back again with a next collection of Paranderas to be interviewed, you know, and be highlighted on our social media platforms. But we have been receiving great response.
All right. So so that was September, right? That was
September,
Parang History.
yeah,
Parang History Month was September.
Right.
So now we're in October. We're a little bit closer to what they call the Christmas time. But
Yes.
I know we done launch Parang season already. We're officially launching tomorrow.
Yes.
What's in store for the launch?
All right, so tomorrow we launch our season of Parang Festival. I know a lot of people are wondering, so what we doing? We having competition? Where are we going to find the Parang bands, right? So what we have done is we took it down to a smaller scale. After 2 years, COVID, you know, finances a little constrained, what we were able to do to say, okay, we're going back to our roots, which is something like House Parang, because if you go way back when...
It was Paranging from house to house.
Exactly, right? So what we're doing, we're going from community to community, right? But we're using the kind of Parang house setting so that people could come, bring their cooler, take a lime, take a drink, you know, and, you know, enjoy the performances by some of the top Parang bands, as well as, of course, members. Everybody's a top Parang band anyway, right? in National Parang Association. We all good, you know? So, you know, all the bands will be there performing.
So where are the first couple ones going to be?
All right, so the first one is tomorrow. We are starting off with mass, celebration of mass, you know, giving thanks for the new season, giving thanks for all the Paranderos who are still here with us, giving thanks for the music and the talent. So we do that at Santa Rosa RC Church in Arima, which mass is at 6 p.m.
Right.
After that, there's a procession, because, you know, we like to walk and sing.
That's how we just get from house to house.
Exactly, right? And then we walk across to the First People's community, right, which is not too far off from the church, and that is where we will be tomorrow night from 8 p.m. for the Parang music. That's when it officially starts.
That's interesting. Why that spot?
I think what we are doing is a lot of collaborations. And in this particular case, it was timely because, you know, around this time that the First Peoples are celebrating.
Yeah, they just celebrated last week. Yeah.
Right. So this weekend, we are also part of that celebration, and we thought that would have been a nice time, particularly since, you know, the other part of our Parang roots is part of the First Peoples as well. If it is, we follow the narrative.
Tell me the narrative, because I feel like I get to learn this morning. Tell me.
Yeah. So, you know, there's also the narrative that when Christopher Columbus came, when the Spaniards came, and they were trying to, you know, to evangelize, you know, the people who were there, they used music. So the Capuchin monks came with their instruments, and they, you know, and so they were able. That is how they were able to connect with the First Peoples. And some of the traditions, even though I think, you know, the maracas was also indigenous, right? So they try to use that kind of music to get, you know, to get that connection.
And Parang was the music that they used?
Well, it was Spanish. It was Spanish. So there was, right? No, listen. Okay, so that is also part of what we knew, right? Okay, so that is how we are able to find that mixture. La mezcla de música.
Uncle Shadow tell me Columbus lies, so we have to be careful.
Yeah, that's why I said narrative.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, I hear you. So that's the first one.
Yes.
That's happening tomorrow from 6 p.m. We start with the mass, and then we make the procession across by the First Peoples, where we have you bring your cooler and you come, or this is a cooler cooler-free one.
No, bring your cooler.
Bring your cooler, you come.
Yeah,
and
enjoy yourself, you know, so that you can enjoy part of the music, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there, in Trinidad and Tobago who have been itching to find out where the parang is. You know, some people would pass me and say, so are they singing still? You know, it ha pan still, it ha parang still. Where we find the parang? The parang is right there.
And how often are we going to be having these celebrations?
All right, so these celebrations we've taken every 2 weeks or fortnightly.
Right.
So right after that, I think we go down south to Buenos Aires, to Sacred Heart RC, right? And then we go to another one, Lupino. I think I may have the locations mixed up a little bit, but
in terms of when we go into it.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
But is that information available online?
Yes, it's available online. If you go on our Facebook page, you will find it. If you go on our Instagram, we have a calendar of events, and that's where you will find the list of the dates, the times, the venues as to what we are having.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, so I want to backtrack a little bit. You said in September, we celebrated the woman in Parang. How important is the role of the woman in Parang music? Because I mean, for me, like all of the main ones, like besides if you talk, you have the Lara brothers and you have these guys, but then after that, for me it was mostly women. Everything I know about Parang is mostly women.
Yeah, because you know Gloria, because you know Daisy, you know Claire Piper, right? You know
Charlene.
Charlene.
And we come all the way up the road to Alicia. Like if we check it,
it's only
dominated by women.
Yes, right. And I think that is why we try to put that in perspective, because I mean, even though we say yes, it's traditional, the fellas that come and sing, and we know Lara Brothers, we know Sotero Gomez, we know all these people, we know Papa Goon, right? Another name is coming to mind, but I'm forgetting it now, right? But
you didn't forget none of the women names, though.
No, of course.
You see.
You're wild, right? So what happens is that moving forward, we have realized that we are the ones that are projecting, because most probably the sweetness of the parang,
is the sweetness,
and everybody enjoys that,
and the visuals don't hurt,
the visuals don't hurt. I'm sure everybody likes to see a pretty girl in a pretty dress, or and a peasant blouse,
of course, and then the dancing, and it looks so lovely.
Yes, so all of that. And then, we also compose, and people don't realize that some of us are composers, right? Within my band, for example, the composers are women, right? The same thing, Jenny McPherson from Los Socadores. She's the one who write all these sweet songs that all they'd be dancing to, right? Okay, it's the same thing with Alicia when Alicia starts a quattro and stuff.
Once she strike up that first note, it's over.
Right, you understand what I'm saying? So, and even if you want to go a little back, but she's still here, Clarita Rivas, right? I mean, if you remember Feliz Noche Buena, which is sung by La Petite Musical, right? People fondly call it Aunque. Right? If you listen to it, it's a vintage, basically.
Like a folk song almost.
A folk song, right? But it was Clarita who wrote that, right? So, we are there, but I don't think that we actually say, well, hey, look us, and that is why, we put that thrust into kind of making sure that we mark the space, with the women paradise.
Yeah. And I think they've definitely had a lasting impact, because, I mean, when we think of Parang, like Parang, when you equate what is Parang, most people, the first example is Daisy.
Yeah.
And, so it's definitely strong feminine power and presence. And, I mean, we had to give thanks for that. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
How does the Parang Association feel about like soca Parang?
It depends on what it is, because there's always that discussion.
There's a slackness component.
Slackness component. We had the discussion, I think, last year. We had the discussion last year. Now, right. So what happens is that it depends, because sometimes in the Parang soca or soca Parang, however you take it, it's about telling stories. Right. For example, Scrunter, Crazy. They tell stories of who we are, in the context of what we do at Christmas time. Even the simple story of Crazy looking for a muchacha that he find, and she find he cute, and he trying to sing all kind of Spanish
and
things.
He don't know no Spanish.
No Spanish at all, right?
El poquito. This place have too much mosquito.
Right? So all of those things are part of who we are. We talk about it. And even in that same song you're talking about Crazy, and people saying, but we don't know nothing about Spanish. And Crazy brought that issue up. So, it's to say that we kind of find that connection between what is Parang and what is Trinidad, right? And the same thing, like when I sang Paranda Duce last year, because I was, the song I sang last year, it was just to encourage people to have a good time. So there are different elements in the Parang soca, right? But I think when the double entendre come in, because, you know, when they say soca, they go back to calypso,
Right.
you know, that's the tradition of the calypso doing the double entendre.
A part of it, yeah.
Right? So you think that that element is also part of it. But if it is, you understand the context of Christmas and the messaging that comes out of it sometimes, that people cannot, you know, correlate, say, so what that have to do with what we are celebrating now. In other words, there's a time and a place, and sometimes that clash, that tension will always be there. But the thing about it is you can't stop anybody from saying, you can't sing that. It's a question.
Well, Jamaica did.
Yes, for true. And you may never know what could happen, right? But the thing about it is a question of choice, a question of perception, question of how you feel during the Christmas season. And if you think you're consoled by, you know, singing I Want My Brush, and you think that is fun, that's fine.
But
right?
Christmas is the time for painting.
Exactly.
So that is a direct relation
Right.
of how we are as
Yes.
Trinbagonians. Of one of the things that we do every year is paint the house.
Right.
So you need a brush to paint.
Yes, we need a brush to
And
paint.
sometimes you have to go by the neighborhood.
Yes, you want to get back your brush.
Joanne, thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Now Morning Show. We launch Parang season officially tomorrow, the 15th of October. It's happening up at Santa Rosa. We start at the RC Church.
Yes.
And then we head across to the First People's site. And
Yes.
we're going to be able to celebrate, bring your coolers, kick off from 6 p.m. You don't want to miss it. And you can go to the National Parang Association's Facebook page.
And Instagram.
And the Instagram.
Make sure you go to the Instagram.
What's
and
the
Facebook.
Instagram?
The same handle, National, MPAT.
MPAT?
Yeah, MPAT. I'm tempted to look on my phone for it, but that will take too much time. But just do a search for NPAT, or yeah? Just do a search for NPAT.
NPATT.
Right, NPATT.
NPATT, right?
Look for a search for NPAT on Instagram, and it will pop up, and you will find it there. And it's the same thing for Facebook. If you do.
Are you on TikTok too?
Yeah, but we're trying to build it up some more. But everything.
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
So you'll be generating lots of content.
Oh yes, we will be.
All right, so
right,
we look forward to it. Thank you so much, Joanne. Do enjoy the rest of your day and all the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Happy Parang season, all.